Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Netflix.
Today on Variant, I review the newest DC animated movie, Justice League War. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than I want to see the official picture of what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to look like in their new movie. I'm your host, Arris. Justice League War is the newest installment in DC's animated movies, and of course I watched it, so today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on what I think about the movie. So let's see how I think it stacks up against its comic counterpart and the other DC animated movies. Before I get into this review, there's most likely going to be spoilers for the movie and the comic it was based off of. So if you don't want either spoiled for you, here's your warning. But if you don't care, or if you've already seen the movie and read the comic, follow me along on this adventure I call a review. For those of you who don't know, Justice League War is based off of Geoff Johns and Jim Lee's Justice League origin story, which takes place within the first 6 issues of DC's New 52 Justice League title. The movie is also the first DC animated film based within the New 52 universe. What's really cool about the movie is it picks up where the last DC animated movie, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, left off. Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox was based off a 5-issue miniseries, Flashpoint, written by, yet again, Geoff Johns, who is an amazing writer and drawn by the awesome Andy Kubert. The Flashpoint story is actually the storyline in which DC's New 52 was created. At the end of the Flashpoint story, Flash tries to fix the timelines, and in doing so, along with the help of Pandora, he merges the Vertigo universe, the Wildstorm universe, and the DC universe, thus creating the New 52. So just like at the end of the Flashpoint comic, in the Flashpoint Paradox movie, we see Batman and Flash in their New 52 costumes. And I only brought all that up since I think it's really cool how they use the Flashpoint movie as a segue into the New 52 animated universe, just like how it was done in the comics. Now, before I actually get into reviewing the movie, I'm going to be giving you a brief synopsis of the comic it was based off of to see how the movie stacks up. As I said earlier, Justice League War is based off of Justice League Origin, which is a 6-issue story arc that tells, you guessed it, the origin of the Justice League and how and why they formed. In the comic, none of our favorite heroes have ever met before, and Batman is actually considered a myth and not real, which makes for some pretty hilarious moments, especially with Green Lantern. All of our heroes are eventually forced into meeting due to parademons planting boxes all over the world, which they think are bombs at first, but later learn they're mother boxes and or portals that open up from Apocalypse, home of Darkseid, who plans on taking over the Earth, and use Superman's DNA to create a better, stronger parademon. So of course, all 7 heroes band together to save the world. Now as for Justice League War, just like the rest of the DC's animated movies, it was awesome and pretty close to its comic counterpart, minus one huge change, and that would be them switching Aquaman out for Shazam. I'm a huge fan of Shazam. He's one of my favorite characters, but I wish they would have just kept Aquaman. I mean, he was BAMF in the storyline. I would have loved to see the scene where Aquaman summons a bunch of great white sharks to eat parademons right out of the air. It would have been awesome. But even though I like Shazam in this movie, I still wish we would have got some Aquaman love. Aquaman always gets a lot of crap, and people are always like, what can he do? Just talk to fish? But he's actually an extremely cool character with a lot of cool abilities, and his New 52 run has been amazing, so go read it if you want proof Aquaman's a BA. With that said, this movie wasn't completely without Aquaman, in a sense at least. For those of you who watched all the credits, you might know what I'm referring to. There's a post-credit scene that shows Aquaman's brother Ocean Master coming out of the water saying, "Surface dwellers, you have killed our king. This is an act of war. You will pay." So for die-hard DC fans, we know this alludes to the Throne of Atlantis storyline, which was a great storyline that puts Atlantis at war with quote-unquote surface dwellers. But of course, Justice League doesn't just let Atlantis kill off all the humans, so an all-out battle ensues. So I'm super excited to see that movie. One of my favorite things about Justice League War was the banter between Green Lantern and Batman. It was freaking hilarious. Green Lantern in general was hilarious, but with the straight man humor of Batman, it just made it that much better. One of the best parts of the comic this was based off of was the sarcastic, funny remarks of Green Lantern, so I'm really glad they kept that for the movie. It's probably the most I actually laughed out loud from a DC animated film. As for the voice cast, I wasn't thrilled with it, mainly with the voice of Batman. Now, I'm not just saying that because it wasn't Kevin Conroy. I mean, yes, I do think Kevin Conroy is the best Batman voice actor, but there's also been several different people who voiced Batman that did a fantastic job, like Bruce Greenwood, who voiced Batman in Batman Under the Red Hood, and most recently, Roger Smith, who voiced Batman in Batman Arkham Origins. So all I'm saying is, why not get one of the other guys who voiced Batman in the past to voice Batman for this? I actually wish they would use the same voice actors for every movie they do, rather than always getting different people with every new movie. That's one of the main reasons the DC animated universe was so great. They always use the same voice actors. So if Batman guest appeared on Superman the Animated Series, it was still Kevin Conroy as Batman. And the same goes for any other character that would make guest appearances on each other's shows. It just made everything feel like one. Now, if there's one thing the movie has that's lots and lots of action. There's just so much fighting. It's awesome. It's like impossible to get bored watching this movie because there's always something going on. And the animation and visuals are great. I know some people didn't like the anime influence the animation has, but I didn't mind it. Overall, I thought the movie was awesome. It did a great job adapting the comic, minus taking Aquaman out and putting in Shazam. The voice acting I thought could have been better, but all in all, this is yet another great addition to DC's animated movies. Netflix streams TV shows and movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix member, you can instantly watch TV episodes and movie streaming directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV with your Xbox 360, PS3, or Nintendo Wii console, plus Apple devices, Kindle, and Nook. You can get a free 30-day trial membership by going to netflix.com/variants and signing up now. First up for Wednesday the 29th, we have Superior Spider-Man issue 26. The stage is set for the biggest Superior Spider-Man story of them all, and it starts here with a goblin fight like no other, the Green Goblin versus the original Hobgoblin. Here we have Night of the Living Deadpool issue 2. Deadpool awakes from a food coma to find out the zombie apocalypse has occurred. Next we have Earth 2 Annual 2. The origin of Earth 2's new Batman is revealed, but after he tells his tale, will any of the heroes trust him again? Now we have Damian, Son of Batman issue 4. This is the final issue in this miniseries. Will the devastating events of Damian Wayne's life push this troubled hero over the edge and send him straight into the abyss? And finally we have Batman and Robin Annual 2. This issue gives us a look back at one of the first adventures Batman and Dick Grayson Robin had in Gotham City. Well, that brings another episode of Variant to a close, but before I go, I have to announce the winner of last week's Versus episode. 63% of you voted Batgirl would beat Black Widow, so there's your winner. Also, before I leave, it's contest time. I'm going to be giving away a signed copy of Supergirl issue 54. It actually has 2 signatures on it. It's signed by the cover artist of the issue, Shane Davis, who's the artist for the awesome Superman Earth 1 graphic novels. But if that wasn't enough, it's also signed by interior artist for the issue, Jamal Engel. This comic was actually donated to me by my friend Tom from Tom's Autographs and Collectibles, who I've interviewed on the show before. He's actually going to have a booth at Dallas Sci-Fi Expo February 8th and 9th. I know I'm going to be there, and so are a lot of other awesome guests like Stephen Amell from Arrow, Peter Weller, Carl Urban, Alice Eve, Ethan Van Sciver, who's an awesome artist. So if you're there, be sure to check out Tom's booth and all of his awesome stuff. Now you may be asking yourself, what do I have to do to win this awesome signed comic? Well, all you have to do is draw your best Supergirl. I know a lot of you guys are super talented, so put your talent to use to win a free signed comic. You have till March 10th to get your drawing in. Once you're done with the drawing, tweet me a picture of it to enter at twitter.com/Arris_Quinones, or you can send the picture to our Variant Facebook page to enter, and I'll pick who I think did the best job. And I'll announce the winner along with showing the winner's drawing on the show at the end of March 12th's episode. Well, that's it. So if you want to win a signed comic, get those drawing hands to work. But I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics. Much better. One of the best parts of the comic, the baseball base, and you slide into home, and maybe you're safe, maybe you're not, and then you could win the game, and you can't win the game if you didn't become safe. But if you're safe, then you win the game because it's like 9th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. There you go. That probably made no sense.
Oh my God!